Hey, aloha. How you doing? And Happy New Year. Welcome back to Hibachi Talk. I'm Gordo the Tech Star. I'm here with my buddy Andrew, the security guy.
Aloha.
Happy New Year,
everybody.
Bud. Nice to see you again.
Good to be back.
So awesome to
The
get
break
back
was
into.
nice, man. A couple of weeks off.
Nice, get back into the rhythm of it again.
Yeah, we couldn't find our microphone today. We were a
Couldn't
mess.
find anything. And I'm unemployed now, so it's even tougher.
Yeah, you don't have a secretary to
I
help
don't
you
have
get.
a secretary.
Look, I'm surprised you're even here.
I don't do my own calendar. It's just terrible. I'm lost, totally lost. So anyway, please grab a towel, grab yourself a libation. Come over and join us. Yeah, Hillbilly's in the house, so he's all set. He just got over the Christmas holidays, so that was fun. Anyway, we're going to change the not the format, but our content up a little bit over this next year. We're going to have not necessarily all tech guests on. We're going to have different kinds of guests and so on, but we're still going to promote the local companies and the local brains that we have here, because I'm always annoyed at the fact that everybody brings people in from the mainland because they think the mainland people are better, and that's so wrong.
Oh no, I got smart people.
We got some smart people.
And tech's gotten boring anyway. Did you read CES? They said there's nothing new.
There's nothing new. I know. Well, I actually got the CES website up, and there wasn't much on that either. So we have on our show today Dr. Allana Coffee, and she is a educational psychologist, national certified counselor, and a licensed mental health counselor.
Awesome.
Boy, wait till she start to Angus.
Angus needs help.
Yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
He's going to need a few sessions.
He'll be in the bag all the time. So anyway, so we got that going on, and we still have the people that like our got one tech job segment, so we'll keep that.
Oh yeah.
And your security minute and a few other things, some news and things that's happening. So and with that,
have a little flavor.
We'll do that. We do have a got one tech job today.
I think so.
We got one that we found. There you go. This is it. We'd like to see OSHA see this puppy.
Oh yeah.
So isn't that a delight, right? Got one tech job.
On the top rung of a ladder also.
On the top rung, where doesn't
I don't know if it's $10,000 per. That is a
fine
waiting to happen.
You know this fine on this one, right?
Yeah.
You know this fine. So it says
and that ladder's not even authorized for that type of work either.
And
so I can tell by looking at it.
So and it says on the top of that ladder, do not step above this step. So there you go.
These guys, huh?
These guys, got one tech job.
in Hawaii.
Yeah. Oh.
We need more ocean inspectors.
Well, I was building my house in the Big Island, and I don't want to say we were doing things like this, so I won't say we were doing things like this.
Don't say it. You're on TV.
We're on TV, and then the guy could come after you. Can OSHA come after you after the fact?
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's got one tech job. So you got a security minute, and I got some news. So let me do a little bit of news.
Let's have some news.
Okay.
What's going on in the world?
So Time Warner. Did you read this one?
I don't know. What is it?
The Time Warner
I've heard of the company.
Time Warner got hacked.
Oh, okay. I saw PayPal got hacked.
Yeah. Oh, really? I missed that one.
Sorry.
I have a PayPal account.
They got I didn't read about it. They got a vulnerability. I don't know what it was.
Oh, God.
We'll check it out.
Well, anyway, Time Warner's email got hacked. Not their email, but if you still have a .rr account.
Oh.
And there's 320,000 people that still have a
in Hawaii.
.rr.
Is it national?
This national.
Okay.
Yeah. Your email addresses and your passwords have been taken.
So don't use those passwords again. We've talked about that all year. It's a new year. The message isn't going to change.
Yeah. New year, change your passwords.
Yes.
Just make that like you change the thing in your fire detectors, your batteries.
Your batteries. There you go.
All that. So anyway, what I liked about it, the part that cracked me up when it was in the news, there was a news advertisement segment in the middle of the hack about subscribing to Time Warner and upgrading your service. So I thought, well, if you're going to go for it, just go all the way.
They know you're going to watch the hacking info, so might as well stick a little ad in there.
And for $16.95,
wow,
just a little
reinforcement. Yeah, I don't remember why I like Time Warner, but I like it.
Yeah,
let's buy some today.
Crazy.
Wow, that's interesting.
And so then we got. And speaking of CES.
Yes, the Consumer Electronics Show.
Consumer Electronics Show is going on right now in Vegas.
Big tech event of the year.
Did you say how many thousands and thousands of people are there? And so.
Oh, I don't know.
I said I was going to go this year. Guess what? I'm here.
You didn't miss much. I saw a guy that had a manned drone. Isn't that an airplane?
Very good.
I
know.
Like I said, there's nothing new.
So the coolest things, and guess what? We've said all of it. Smart cars.
Yeah.
Right? Driverless cars.
They're coming.
They're coming. So the big thing a lot of stuff on smart cars. But the other one is like Chinese smartphones.
Oh.
So there's going to be a big influx of a variety of different models of smartphones coming in from China. Now, how comfortable do you feel buying a Chinese smartphone?
Well, not Not very.
Not
It's
very.
nothing against the Chinese.
nothing
It's
against,
just about
but-
they have really good data gathering capabilities.
There's
And
certain things that they've been noted to do when it comes to hacking into governments.
they're good at gathering information. So
anyway-
I don't know what they'd want to know about me, but I'm sure whatever goes through that phone will probably be making its way back there into their database.
Yeah. So anyway, they're good. And I'll give you the name so that you have a heads up on it. There's a ZTE,
Okay.
or if you're from Scotland, ZTE, or Canada or Australia. Z is Z. Z is Z. Did you know
That's
that?
how you say it?
Yeah, Z. This is a fully educational program.
I didn't know
There
that.
is nothing but facts that we give out.
So
to
if you're in
people.
Canada, you can't say XYZ, you got to say XYZ.
Correct.
Okay.
See, you just learned something new today. So anyway, ZTE.
I'm just not that well traveled. I mean, I don't know about it.
Alca-
Let's get Angus one of them Chinese phones, man.
There we go.
He can make a mess of it.
Make a mess of it. Alcatel 1 is going to come out. So Alcatel 110.
Well,
One touch.
Alcatel's having it made in China.
China.
Okay.
Yep, that's gonna be one of theirs.
interesting. Well, the French are pretty paranoid, so
Yep.
hopefully they're vetting his stuff.
Who knows? LETV, that's another one. Never heard of these guys.
Okay.
Another phone. And Huawei, I'm saying it
Yeah.
Huawei.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're also coming out. So that's coming out in 2016. So that's a biggie. Oh, the other one that's huge is the glasses. Not the Google Glass that Angus wears, but the
VR?
VR, virtual reality stuff.
Okay.
A lot of virtual reality stuff coming
Yeah.
out this year. So so watch for some big stuff happening in that. Oh, the other one I liked was the wireless internet connections of everything. How about internet connected knives and forks?
Well, so it's going to count how much food you ate?
Yeah,
or-
this knives and forks are going to count, how much food you've eaten. I can't begin to think of.
how long you were at the table?
I do not know, but anyway, get that. So if that's
That's interesting. Weird. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the applications for this stuff.
well, Zuri just said, you imagine if they got hacked.
Yeah, hack your
You
fork.
go to eat your
What,
fork.
it doesn't work anymore?
It says you've already had your calorie
Oh,
count
yeah,
for
well,
the
it
day,
stopped
and
working.
it won't let your hand
Nice.
take it to the mouth. That could
There
be
you go.
another
There's a good application for it.
There's a good one. So that's the kind of stuff that's coming out. They said that a lot of the internet stuff, the internet of everything, a lot of useless devices, lots and lots of useless devices.
But
coming out.
information gathering devices
But,
nonetheless,
again,
right?
information
And that's the
internet-
point of it is going to be to mine all that data and then sell it for what it's worth. So,
Internet connected toothbrush,
okay.
so you can track that you've been brushing your teeth for the appropriate number of minutes.
That sounds like a medical record to
And
me.
then HIPAA
Yep,
compliant.
HIPAA compliant
Ooh.
toothbrushes. Okay.
I like it.
Not
So
in my house.
That's what I had in the news today. Not the
Dude,
kind
you
of
were
news,
doing your homework.
Not the kind of news you're going to get on the regular TV shows.
I did say I saw an announcement for a Chinese 4K TV. They're into the market under the Sharp brand name.
Okay.
And super, like maybe half the price of what's been going on out there in the marketplace. So they're bringing some much, competitive price points to the market with a lot of these products. We just have to vet them for safety first. We got to get Rodney in here, let him scan them and see what the thing's
Yeah.
really doing. Check out what chipsets are in them and things like
So remember, we were talking about one of our shows is that it was a Samsung, I believe it was, their television. When you signed you had to sign a terms of agreement, online terms of agreement with them, like the EULA that everybody doesn't
Sure.
read.
Yeah.
And so, but in it said that they were tracking your viewing
Your usage.
patterns, and
Sure.
they were building all of that data. And no one realized until someone got into it and said, hey, you realize that what you watch, what you project, anything that you're using on your Samsung Smart TV, they're gathering all that data.
Probably
on
the
you.
camera too is probably on, following how long are you sitting in front of it and all that
so
kind of stuff.
it kind of blew up in a lot of someone's faces.
That's
so anyway,
interesting.
that was an interesting one. So we
So
got
it's
that.
going to be the same year. We're going to have devices monitoring us and reporting back on our whereabouts. And
The day they come with the internet connected Solo Cup is the day
I thought
that
we had that on the show.
we're going to be.
Oh, it was a coolie.
It was,
It was Christmas lights.
It was Christmas lights.
Okay.
Yeah, it
but
was.
they weren't IP yet.
They weren't IP
Next
yet.
year they'll be IP.
But Solo Cups, and then they're going to say someone put water in my water.
yeah, there you go. I'm with you.
Anyway, so that's what we got happening there. So, security minute. What are you going to hit us with today?
Today, I think Zuri's got an image. I just, because of Dr. Coffey's field, I thought we'd take just a moment and talk about the ever-present panic button. A lot of people don't know that there's a couple ways you use these devices. So one is panic. Panic's going to make bells, sirens go off. Panic's going to try to run someone away. If you're hitting the panic button on your home alarm, it's going to let them know that you know, and it's going to call for help. The other way we call for help, typically in the security world, is called duress. Duress, you're going to hit the button, nothing's going to happen except it's going to make a call to the central station who will let the police know that you're under duress. And that way we can let everyone know that we need help without making the person who's putting us under duress aware that we did that and possibly making them angrier than they are if they're beating you or whatever. So there's all kinds of ways to get panic information out to people. Oh, is that an active GIF? We got lights going. Look at that.
Whoa, man! I tell you, we are moving up this.
Or to get duress, out to people. So there's applications for your phone that have this kind of thing on them. If you're on a campus or you're out in town, you need download that if you're not sure of how to call. You're not always going to have time to call 911 or to call someone. So if nothing else, make an emergency dial button on your phone that'll do that for you. Or if you're in an area where you witness violence or you need to get some help, go to a local guard. They usually have devices like this nearby them if there's a guard desk or an information desk or, your home alarm as well. And if you're not sure the difference in those two and how to use them, make sure you learn that.
That's really cool.
That's my little security minute to help
that
us
one's
talk.
pretty simple and easy to understand.
Yeah, help us talk a little bit about managing altercations or violence or things like that.
So you made me think of a story. There was a story in the news I read this week. There was a 15-year-old boy robbed a bank somewhere on the mainland. 15-year-old. Wow. He robs the bank. And the bank had revolving door, where you go in and out the revolving door. And I didn't know this until I read the article, which was just a riot. So he threatened the teller. She gave him the money. He got in the revolving door, and they pushed a button.
They locked it.
That locks the door.
And locked him in.
So he's stuck in the door.
Oh, yeah.
So he ain't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
So that could be a great Got One Tech Job segment. But I tell you what, that was pretty cool.
We'll dig up some images. I've got some of people hitting those backwards in them when they're locked, and they think they're not, and they walk into them, and just all kinds of crazy stuff.
Not pleasant. So you have something coming up, and I'm going to start promoting it and making people aware of the HICA. What's going on with?
Oh, we're going to have a great event March 9th, yeah. So we'll get some more details of that out. We're going to be doing a cyber track. We're going to be doing a physical security track. We're going to be doing a sort of a workflow track. So it should be really informational, educational. It's going to be a fun event.
HICA stands for?
Hawaii Information, Communication, and Technology Association.
I can never get that right.
We cover all three.
You cover all three.
We'll bring some folks in to talk about some of this stuff. Maybe we'll bring in Diane, the president, or maybe Rosa from DR Fortress or somebody.
It's going to be a good event. So just make a note of it. March 9th.
March 9th. It's down at the Halikoa.
At the Halikoa. There's going to be stuff coming out.
I think we're going to have the CIO Council involved that evening for the mixer, so you can come down and meet all of Hawaii's smart guys.
Job opportunities. CIO career is over.
Career is over.
They're changing occupation. Been there, done that. So we got that happening. So anyway, we're going to get Dr. Allana Coffee up here.
Yes.
Keith might just call her Dr. Allana, but Dr. Allana Coffee up here, and she's going to talk about what a fascinating business and career she has.
Okay.
And then we'll get Angus off the beach. I can see him down over there.
Yeah.
We'll get Angus off the beach, see what he's been up to, and we'll be back in about a minute.
Here's the deal. I'm Jay Fidel. I'm the host of Hawaii, the State of Clean Energy, which is the Energy Policy Forum's program on Wednesday. That's how we call Wednesday Energy Wednesday. We call it Energy Wednesday every Wednesday. Are you surprised? Okay, and we try to get guys like Jim Alberts here from Hawaiian Electric who can tell us what's really going on in energy. We want to be informed. It's so important. It's the most important initiative in our state. Clean energy is major, okay? And that's how we cover it on this show. That's the deal. What do you think, Sharon?
I think that's great. That's why we're here every Wednesday from 4 to 5, and we hope you all join us so we can hear people like Jim coming on our show and co-host Ray Starley from Hawaii Energy.
Okay, Jim, you've been here today. You've seen this. You heard what she said. What do you think?
I think it's a tremendous opportunity for people to come together and talk about the issues. Oftentimes, there isn't a good forum to bring these key issues out into the public, and this is a tremendous way to go about it. And the activity of this show is essential to keep talking about energy because, as you said, it's such an essential part of our lives that we need to pay attention to it and we need to think about the future.
Okay, Ray, your turn.
Well, this is a special time in the history of Hawaii where we're making some pretty radical changes in the way we use energy and generate energy. And this show is the one place you can count on coming to every Wednesday and hearing something about the latest issues that are on the table, being discussed, that will affect us all going forward. So come join us, and if you have some ideas you want to share with us about energy, give us a call and let us know. We'll put you up here and let you talk for an hour. So come see us.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Jim. It's great to be, from Think Tank's point of view, it's great to have this show. We love the show. It's our most important show. So come around and listen to us 4 to 5 on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha! How you doing? How you doing there, Drew?
Good, brother. Welcome
Good
back.
to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, man.
As I was saying, Happy New Year. Isn't it
New
good?
Year.
New Year.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
'cause
Happy
you
New
lo-
Year.
You lost your hair and your
Lost
head.
my hair. That's it, yeah, this is wee baldy patches up here. Anyway, look at that. Very handsome. Anyway, Drew, got some New Year's resolutions. I made some New Year's resolutions.
about
I know you
time
did.
you got
It's
your
about
act
time,
together.
So I'm going to use a new pickup line for the lassies. I'm going to walk up to them in the street and say, "How you doing there, lass? What's your URL? How you think that'll work?"
I don't know.
It ain't gonna work.
I don't
But I'll
think
give it a
so.
try. I'll let you know.
I don't think so.
I'll
Let me
take
know how that
notes.
goes
I'll
for
take
you.
notes. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna resolve to be less awesome this year.
Less awesome.
Less awesome. You know how awesome I am. I'm gonna be less awesome this year because that's the only thing I do in excess is awesomeness. So that's it. That's it. Then the other thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I'm more optimistic. 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 I can never say that word. It's too long. Too many syllables. Anyway, by keeping me cup half full of whiskey. That's what I'm going to do. And speaking of whiskey, I got a new gadget for you today.
Let's see
It's
it.
called a sauna bar.
What?
This is a really, really cool new device. You know, like your little coffee maker? This is a whiskey maker. Well, no, it's really a more kind of a drink maker. It's a soda device. It's really connected. It weighs about 15 pounds, but it's about 40 pounds when you fill it up. And it's got these little tubes. You put all your booze and your mixes inside. And then what you do is you program 300 different drinks.
Come on.
And it makes 300 cocktails. Is that awesome?
Do you have one of those?
Well, no, not yet. Wait, we got to tell you the price. You know what I'm like when it comes to the prices.
It's not free 99?
Oh, it's not $3.99. Not my favorite price. You know, the Scotsman's favorite price is $3.99. Anyway, it's really, really cool. You can put make different drinks. You control it with your smartphone. You know, you imagine if the Chinese hacked that smartphone and the kind of drink you're going to get out of it. It'd be pretty awful. Anyway, we got that happening. And guess what the price is? Here we go. My favorite price.
How many?
$449.
Wow. I
That's
don't
a lot of money.
seem bad for a
That's
full-time bartender.
It doesn't seem that bad. You know, 300 drinks, that's one a day.
For American dollars.
American dollars. So one a day, $449. We got to give it a try. I might try and get one. We'll see. Anyway, that's what I got for my gadget. That's what I got for my New Year's resolutions. We'll see you all next week. And remember, let your wind gang free wherever you be. Aloha.
Nice. Good job. Angus has got a roving electronic bar tied to your smartphone. I'm not sure if he's sobered up yet from the holidays, but it looks like he had a fun, and he got some crazier gifts than I did. Anyway, it's always fun to see Angus in here. It's always fun if Dr. Coffee visits us. Hello.
Hi.
Allana.
Hi.
Nice
Alana,
to
nice.
see you. Welcome.
Alana, nice to see you. Once you shift over here just a little bit towards Andrew, there you go.
All right.
That's
I don't
awesome.
bite.
We got you in the middle.
Okay.
So very nice. Can I call you Doc? Alana?
Dr. Coffee.
Dr.
All
She's
Coffee.
kind of
earned it.
things, all
I mean,
kind of things.
yeah.
It depends on if it's before or after that little gadget.
How long we've had it on.
That's right.
Is this before or after my session?
Right.
Maybe I can get a freebie with this one. It'd be awesome.
I think so.
I'll bring Angus. We'll both have.
Angus does need help if he's drinking all those drinks.
And if Angus and I get into a fight, that's going to be even
Oh,
more.
oh,
You
what-
can.
I can make a referral for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, they have other places where they send those kind of problems.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
No,
go ahead.
well, really, no, if you want to call me Dr. Allana or Dr. Coffee, it's actually a really fun name because it's spelled like coffee. So
I know.
the kids love it. They really do call me Dr. Coffee because I think it amuses them more than anything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And my wife said, "Is that her real name?" I said, "Yeah,
know.
that's her real name."
Plus, I'm kind of chocolatey too, so it's really confusing. They're not sure if
I
I'm joking
never
or not.
noticed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They're not sure if I'm joking. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, Doc, that's awesome. So, it's we like to help everybody understand a little bit of background on our guests.
Sure.
And I think when they see your background, they're going to be a little bit shocked. So, here's one of my
Okay.
favorite questions.
Oh,
So,
God.
where did you go to school? And we don't mean university.
I went to Eva Beach Elementary.
Right.
And I went to Waianae Intermediate.
Waianae Intermediate.
Waianae Intermediate.
And
then Radford High
Radford.
School. Yeah.
So,
Radford,
you're
wow.
one, you're one
Public-
local kind girl,
public
right?
education. Right on.
Fully public education.
Fully public
and
education.
not military, so that's why we ended up in Eva Beach Elementary at first.
wow.
And we moved further and further into town. And
Slowly into
Slowly.
town.
So my baby sister actually went to Kalani High School. So we
Oh.
went from one end to kind of the other.
Covered all the way across. You skipped the middle.
Well, the middle sister actually went to the Priory, so
Oh,
we
okay.
stuck in the middle.
Wow.
We stuck in-
Right on.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I mean, we talk about the school system here in Hawaii and things like that, and you've got a lot
And
of
we don't
education
talk
in
that favorably quite often, but
Yeah.
you know, you have as much opportunity from any of those schools. It's what you make
It's
of
what
it,
you
so.
do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we're going to talk about what you do, but what drove you? I mean, something had to be a driving force for you to become a doctor in the business that you're
Yeah,
in the,
yeah.
I don't know if I call it business, so I'm not being correct in saying that, but in what it is
Your
you
practice.
do.
Right,
What
right.
what drove you there?
So I think really personally, when I was 16, I was kind of a troublesome child to my mother. She would have said I was a challenging person, so she sent me to a psychologist. And that person, I think, kind of botched it. I don't. It was a really bad experience, and I think, you know, at that time I'm like, I can do better. I knew I could do better. I didn't think I'd be a psychologist at that time, but I knew I could. I wanted to work with kids who felt like I did at that time, which was that nobody was listening and that I was really alone.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then you said, this is it, and I'm going to make it happen.
Oh, no, it wasn't quite that direct. No, I wanted to be a communications major. And then there's a time I wanted to be a movie star. You know, it was not a direct route, but I got here.
You got here.
And so did you go to college here as well? Did you stay
I
here for
went-
all your, okay?
All my schooling. So, yeah, I went to LCC and then KCC.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to UH. Didn't quite work out the first time. Went traveling, did some international travel, which I recommend to everyone. And then I came back and went to UH again. Did a master's degree at Chaminade and wasn't done yet. Did a doctorate at UH and did some great work at the Department of Education. I've worked in both public and private schools.
Okay.
And then in order to do that clinical piece, when I was really working with kids, I had to go back to school another 4 or 5 years to
Wow.
get a certain kind of doctorate.
Yeah, I mean, this is, see, I can talk tech, but I can't talk this thing. This goes like way over my head, so you're educating me big time.
I don't even know what a URL is. Sorry, Angus.
Angus, that line ain't
It
gonna
wouldn't
work.
work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work, so there's the first test. Anyway, so you have your own practice,
Yes.
and you specialize in what?
So I consider myself a generalist.
Okay.
So when you go to your general practitioner, it's your doctor, and they sort of do the full battery of examinations on a person. That's what I do. You come in, and even all ages. So my age range is from child to adult. And when I start to see that there's a specialized need, then I make a referral to a more specialized psychologist or psychiatrist. But I'm a generalist.
So you're a generalist. Oh, I didn't even know there was a generalist.
I don't know if it's a technical term.
Broad spectrum.
Yes. I think I might have made it up.
It means she knows the whole book. it's like that thick.
So there's the breadth of knowledge, right, which we have.
Okay.
But then there's certain specialists that also have a depth of knowledge. So if I were to say what my depth of knowledges were, it would be around family and child psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of couples, lots of families, lots of kid stuff. But again, the breadth is there too.
The breadth is there. So someone you would possibly be someone that can do A to Z at a particular situation, or you may have to refer
Yes.
them to someone else, a specialist.
Right.
Just like it would be if it was another kind of ailment.
Absolutely. I
Like-
think it's an ethical thing to do.
Yeah. I see. I
And
never
like
knew.
Angus would need specialists.
He would.
Plural.
Yeah,
Many.
those thought disordered people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I never realized that that it went in that way. Well, you studied this.
Well,
kind of
a
stuff,
bit.
too.
So I'm wondering how you first started to get paid. So you
Right.
started like LCC, then you went to UH for a while. So when you got your bachelor's, and you're like, wow, I'm in psychology.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
psychology or sociology?
The
Or?
whole time it's been psychology,
Okay.
which I'm really grateful for that I have that clarity.
Sure.
So you don't really start getting paid. I mean, like at bachelor's level, we work in community health,
Mm-hmm.
like, at the nonprofit agencies and things like that. If we're fortunate, sometimes the funding isn't there for the work, but I was really fortunate. I always had great opportunities. And then with my master's degree is when I felt like I had my real first job in psychology, and that was at a domestic violence agency called Family Peace Center. And I was the assistant director of the children's program, and that was so official.
Awesome.
Had my own little cubby hole and everything. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I married my boss.
Wow.
Right on.
Yeah, Jerry Coffey was the director at the time. And
Did you fire him? Because that's what my wife's trying to do
No,
to
they
me now.
fired me.
Whoops. Well, that happens.
You're significant. Your husband is
Yeah.
psychiatrist or psychologist?
He's a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you're in somewhat overlapping. No?
So
Maybe?
he's sweet. I mean, like his job, the social workers in the community, they really are the broad spectrum. They see mental health issues from a community perspective. So like right now he works at IHS. He's often worked in the community looking at global community issues. Whereas in my case, I see one person at a time or one family at a time. He's much more diverse, I guess, in what he does.
So now, you've been doing this, if you don't answer this question, you don't have to, you could get an age thing. So how long have you been doing this? So, and I want to see how it's changed since you first started. So you don't have to say how long, you can say a long time, and it's transitioned. So how has it changed?
So 94, 95 is when I began.
Okay.
So, and that, it was great. I wouldn't say it was a wild, wild west, but it was a lot more, what do you call that, grassroots. I mean, we really felt like we were at the front of something, we were young, we had a lot of energy, and we could make a lot of changes, or at least that's how we felt. Licensing wasn't there, so I had a master's degree that you couldn't get licensed as a counselor or even as a social worker.
Oh, wow.
Those licenses happened in the mid to late 90s. So we were all working as if we were, clinicians today. And there was a gap period where we had to quit those jobs and go back and get those credentials. Credentials have not always been there. But with the introduction of the licenses, the master's level license, the doctor's license has always been there, but the master's level license, I think, brought a level of professionalism and a level of accountability to the practitioners, which is good, for the profession. But the thing that really makes people come into counseling and stay in counseling is the relationships that are formed. And there's no license for that. That's just experience and a lot of love and empathy.
And who you are. So do you have to take now? Is there a state of Hawaii licensing exam?
Yes.
Just like the nursing and like the state, or like the bar, which wasn't around in the mid-90s?
It wasn't around in the beginning. When I first started in 95, 94, it wasn't there. And so I got my license late 90s. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a relatively new, here I am using tech terms, industry, if you will, or a new form of recognized medicine. I'm trying to put this in a box.
Did it have to do with getting paid? Like, in other words, the insurance wouldn't pay unless it was provided by a certified provider. They didn't want to pay for the, let's all sit around the campfire, do a dance, or like the anthropological type of things we talked about a little bit, so sure.
So working at the agencies, we were all paid by grants. We were all paid by, it was a nonprofit, we were paid by that kind of funding, state, federal funding. In order to become directly paid, we needed to have the credential and then relationship with the insurance companies, which has changed the way we do business right now.
So did they create DRGs? Diagnosis-related groups? For
no.
DRGs?
Where'd
that one come from?
I saw that look. Well, I used to work at Queens. So,
they had DRGs
they
there.
had diagnosis-related groups, and that was how they bill you, depending on the diagnosis.
They'd have like a group number.
Classification of ailment, and there was 400 and at that time 429.
We do code the diagnosis. Absolutely.
So that's
that's part of the coding.
Part of the whole coding structure. My daughter used to do that.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Good
Well,
stuff.
we've done 15 minutes. We do what's called a poignant pause. And now we're gonna pay a couple of bills, and then we're gonna come back and talk about technology and the impacts this may have had on you, or wherever you want to go. So anyway, we're here with Dr. Allana Coffey. This is Gordo the Tech Czar, and the security guy, and we'll be back in a minute after we pay some bills.
Aloha. Welcome to Think Tech Hawaii. My name is Josh Green. I'm a senator from the Big Island and a physician. I host a show weekly called Healthcare in Hawaii, where we talk about the most important issues in healthcare for our state, whether it's the dengue fever outbreak, the state of our public hospitals, how to find physicians and nurses for our patients, or really just the best things to do for our family's health. That's what you'll find on this show. I'll bring experts to your attention, and we'll have a free-flowing dialogue. Thanks for joining us.
Mahalo for watching Think Tech Hawaii. We are a channel dedicated to raising public awareness about the importance of technology, energy, diversification, and globalism to the future of Hawaii. We broadcast and stream daily from 1 to 5 every weekday, and we broadcast on Olelo 54 and OC 16 TV. All of our shows are archived on thinktechhawaii.com, and we hope to see you there. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Ethan Allen, host of Likeable Science on Think Tech Hawaii. Come join us every Friday at 2 p.m. when I interview interesting scientists about what they do, why they do it, and why we should all care about it. It's a lot of fun to see. And you can learn interesting stuff. You'll hear all kinds of fascinating science, and we know you'll have a great time. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
Aloha, how you doing? Welcome to Ibachi Talk. I'm Gordon the Tech Czar here with Andrew the Security Guy, and our lovely guest, Dr. Allana Coffey. She's here talking about her practice as and I have to, your credentials go on for a mile and a half. So, you're Dr. Wade Coffey, PhD, NCC, LMHC, an educational psychologist, national certified counselor, and licensed mental health counselor. Public school.
Yeah.
Public school.
Grad.
UH grad.
LCC
shamanage,
grad. I went to LCC.
LCC, and having a practice in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Did you take your PhD at UH? Or?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I did. So the reason why the credentials are so long, because after each degree you add one, sort of add one. So, and they actually indicate the licensing. So the NCC is a National Certified Counselor.
Okay.
So first thing we were able to get.
Wow.
So we got those.
Okay.
And then what else is on there?
LMHC.
Okay, that's the Licensed Mental Health Counselor, which was the next credential we could get with a master's degree.
Okay.
And so now that I am a licensed psychologist, I can actually drop all of that and just be Allana Coffey, PhD, licensed psychologist.
Nice.
Okay.
Which I actually only obtained like a year ago.
Oh,
Okay. So
congratulations.
you're always learning.
And what was your
Always.
paper on? Can we talk about that a little
my
bit?
dissertation, so I did the dissertation in 2008.
Okay.
And that was the educational doctorate. And that was on recognizing bullying in school, the public schools.
Still a big topic.
It's a very big
topic today.
yeah.
Sure is.
And it's difficult. What I was able to find, which I did not publish my findings, because I had twins and they kind of took over the world, is that teachers still have a hard time recognizing what bullying is, because I think I've been a teacher for a long time too, but we see physical aggression, and that's what cues us that there's a problem. But the more subtle, psychological glances and threats, we don't actually, it doesn't meet our threshold. So oftentimes we're teaching our lesson and we don't see some of the worst types of bullying.
So
that
where
intimidation that's going
Yeah.
on out there, and the kids sense it, and everybody in the room knows it, but you. Does that
Right,
happen? Like you're up there
exactly.
teaching, you're absorbing what you're doing.
Yeah, I went to 11 different public schools. Okay, 11,
Oh,
and
wow.
not military.
None of it took.
Not military, and so, well, for some reason we moved a lot at night. I don't know why, but we did. So anyway, so I went to 11 different public schools, and I got introduced to a lot of bullying, but there was no internet, and so it was purely physical, right?
Yeah,
And back then, the teachers, if they saw it happen, you both got the strap. So
Yeah.
it was pretty well physically taken care of, and and plus you had to hold your own, or you were going to be toast.
Yeah.
So, but now with the social media,
It's excruciating, and it doesn't even just happen to children. I have adults coming in and they're like, look at what happened to me over the weekend. You can never turn it off. So if it's just school-based bullying, at 3 o'clock when we go home, it is over. I don't have to take your call if I don't want to, but with social media, it is 24 hours of exposure to somebody that's flashing or flaming you online. It's very terrible.
and they gang up,
And then they can gang up.
which is something that you kind of sort of had or didn't have from a physical standpoint, at least in my experiences growing
Well,
up.
there was an ending at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
Usually
right.
like in the middle of the night, and the kids sleep with their phone right next to their heads. It's like ping, ping, and
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit earlier this year about, using misinformation in times of crisis. And so these kids can say something about you, and it can be 500 people instantly believe it's true because it's there, whether it's
Right.
true or not. So,
Right.
there were some terrible events this year that made the news, just suicides and things that just absolutely crush people. So bullying online or otherwise is a bad thing. And there's a lot of classes going on about that. I keep seeing that's a popular topic
It is.
today to educate, I think, the educators what to look for and how to deal with it, and how do you head it off, and to get other students to tell, like, hey, to help
standbys.
people out,
Yeah.
yeah.
the bystanders,
Yeah.
because they're the ones they're not necessarily the target, nor are they, you know, the perpetrator, but they're aware.
And they watch.
And we need to be able to use them and access them.
Yeah, I would say if you see something, say something. In the terrorism world, this needs to be treated this way because these kids it's brutal.
So technology has had a major impact on your practice.
It really has. It has.
It's not 1994. Well, it was around then, but I mean even more now.
So this is a classic example. In our contract, we, you know, disclose about how we will treat our clients in social media because they sometimes will want to access our social media and have a relationship with us. So we say, no, we won't do that. But, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that was not something that was in the contract.
Right.
It just wasn't needed, but now it is. Or somebody could be a friend of a friend and have access to, you know, my page or something like that.
Right.
So we really try to tighten up ours. Or we could have been friends and then later on they become a client or somehow some relationship. Then we have to shut that down.
So the whole complexities of HIPAA and the electronic medical record and email and newsletters
sharing of
and
patient
sharing
information.
information.
Yes.
So you
Or
can't
even-
be social. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
You
go
can't
ahead.
really be social with a patient.
No.
Just because it's something that
Yeah.
you said could be interpreted by someone or whatever, like something social. That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
It changes our relationship.
Yeah.
And we're, you know, really discouraged from having dual relationships. Something is definitely changed in the relationship. If they see me eating spaghetti with, you know, my dog on my lap, you know, that's my counselor. There's there's something that's created and lost in that.
Sure.
So you can't, you as an individual, and even your family, as I think about this, they're restricted from this, you know, to a certain degree.
We do our best. We do
I
our
know.
best.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, you have the twins.
and they, you know, I'm just like, you know who, you know, and it's really, in my office, they come in and they tell me what my kids did on the weekends. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, no.
Because it's a small island. And so
Sure.
I think that HIPAA is especially important here. It's one of the beauties about working, having grown up in Hawaii and then studied in Hawaii and worked in Hawaii. I love it because it's, you know, my home and I know it, but it's small.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
It's the 10th largest city in the nation. People, you know, it's 10th largest, but not when it comes to everybody knowing everybody else's business, I tell you, or think they know everybody else's business.
Yeah.
That's kind of a scary thought. So what keeps you up at night? What when you know as this industry continues? And I'm sorry I keep calling it an industry. It's terrible.
It is
It's
an
a practice.
industry.
Okay, as
It
a
is
practice, I'll
it
get
is an
it
industry.
right. So you know, as this practice continues to evolve, because of what I'm learning, it's relatively young.
Right. So psychology is old. I mean, psychology is a branch of philosophy, a branch of anthropology. It is an old.
Anthropology major.
Yeah, yep. It's an old thing. It evolves like all the other businesses or industries. It's monetized now, so we are paid for it. So it does have an evolution that happens. So it's okay to call it an industry because it is a business. My way of being in the business is I have a private practice, which I love dearly, and I love my
Don't
patients.
forget to say your website.
Well,
I'm sure
drallanacoffee.com.
Yeah.
Okay, and love it. You know, it's really really gratifying to be able to help people through some of their trials and tribulations. So that's the one thing. But then I can't see everyone all the time. So I get busy. So what my partner Claire Roundtree and I did is we created a group practice.
Okay.
And so the group practice has 7 or 8 therapists, 8 if you include my husband, because he's actually a practitioner. He's a lovely, skilled clinician. And in the group practice, which is called HawaiiPsychologyCollective.com.
Okay, there we go.
There's just some other wonderful clinicians trying to do some good work in town. And so we found them, we hunted them down, interviewed them, trained them, and provide a comfortable place for them to work. And we're on Kapiolani Boulevard.
That's
Oh, so
awesome.
you're close to the
close.
population center.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
So when I studied this stuff, it was back. What was the book like talking back to Prozac and all those wars were starting to boil up and it'd come out. So what's your take on meds? Do you think meds are more used, less used? You've been around a while. So what do you think? I mean, I know they're needed in some instances.
So I didn't study psychiatry, mostly because my math is really awful. And actually, I think that I'm a better psychologist than I would ever have been a psychiatrist. They are medical doctors and they specialize in neurochemistry and how it affects the brain.
Okay.
I love them. Lots of medicine is being used. I don't have stock in any of these companies, so what I'm about to tell you does not in any way benefit me personally.
Okay.
But I have seen my clients get better, and I've seen them be stabilized and resume the quality of their lives for themselves or kids, or from the kids even at school. Do I think that everybody should have medicine? Absolutely not. It's a very careful thing that should be investigated and monitored over time. I don't think medicine replaces psychology by any means. It's just if I have a cold or a viral sickness or a bacterial sickness, give me the medicine that is required. If I have, I know a very common one like diabetes, give me the medicine that is required. Same like mental illness. These are physical ailments, and sometimes they need a physical cure.
Or something that can take care of it.
Wow.
So now, this is one we probably get into a whole big other debate, especially over a couple of libations. But you know, I'm somewhat of a proponent of physical discipline. Right?
Okay.
I like a spanking. You
like a spanking?
No. I just
What's he hitting at over there?
What did I just say?
1221 Kaviolani Boulevard.
Can we cut that out? Anyway.
She can't see you. You'll have to go to a different
We have a
agent now.
specialist for that.
To me, it's like because I grew up with it, right? And so there was always something about that little touch, as opposed to where I'm hearing the other extreme, no touch. So do you have thoughts on that, or are you gonna?
Oh, do I ever?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in the time of, remember Peter Boyakama? Peter Boy.
Oh, Peter Boy.
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Yep,
went
you
missing.
bet. Yep.
So, political change has happened in Hawaii for over many things, but one of those was the use of physical punishment. And that's really controversial because we have a lot of cultural beliefs around it, don't tell me how to raise my children kinds of things. But Child Protective Services in the state got very serious about stopping that and becoming much more involved in the family and how parents were disciplining their children. Because I remember my friends would come to school and said, I got dirty licking, and you could see they had gotten dirty lickings, right? I mean, so not so much anymore. I was talking to a child the other day and I said, dirty lickings, and they did not know what that meant.
Never heard it. Wow.
Never even heard of what a dirty licking was. And so my thoughts about it, having raised a couple of children, and we've got dogs. Let me just start with the dogs.
Okay.
We don't strike the dogs. The dog's mind.
Okay.
So I don't think that an intelligent creature needs to be struck in order to be disciplined or trained or to learn. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean we're not physical. So if I need your attention, I'll get right up on you, or I'll actually move you, or I'll be into your physical space some. Young children can certainly be guided to where we want them and expect them to be. Doesn't mean that we're not physical. It just means we don't strike them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to believe this.
No
we have
striking.
burned through 30 minutes.
No ways.
And you've just scratched the surface. So we are definitely going to have you back on.
Yeah,
the show.
we have to have like a psychology
Yeah,
minute.
we
At least
gotta
this
have-
show
yeah,
definitely. Periodically, the more
But we
frequently,
spare no
the better.
expense on this show. So every one of our guests gets an autographed solo cup. And you have number 48 in the
I
series.
love it.
And so this is yours.
Thank you.
So again, your website?
DrAllanaCoffee.com
Okay.
and HawaiiPsychologyCollective.com.
So please check Doctor
Yeah,
out,
of course.
and local girl made good.
And if
just
you need help,
wonderful.
get help.
Yeah, good help. So anyway, Drew, thank you very much.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Nice
as we
so much for
meeting
being
you.
here.
very
Yeah.
nice meeting you. And as we say
What
to
do we
our
say? Oh.
viewers all the time,
How you doing?
doing?